Yo, what up, guys? Thank you so much for joining me today. We're just gonna jump right in, man, and we're gonna look at this Uncle Phil interview so he can let you guys know the plans that he has for Microsoft Xbox Game Pass going forward.
It does appear to be an arms race. Everyone's getting incredibly acquisitive at the moment. So aside from Activision and potentially what happens there, are you still looking to remain acquisitive because you've got Tencent really starting to get involved in the space now, you've got Sony nibbling at the edges, or is it just about waiting and seeing what happens with Activision and then pressing pause for a little bit in terms of buying up other studios?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it, you nailed it. This is such a competitive market. I don't think we get to press pause on anything. Tencent is the largest gaming company on the planet today, and they continue to heavily invest in gaming content and game creators. Sony is a larger business than we are in gaming today, and they continue to invest when you look at the investments that we've made. It's a highly, highly competitive market. We strive to be a major player here. We want to deliver great content for our players, and we're going to remain active. Like I said, whether that's investing in our internal teams that are already building great games that people know and love, whether it's building new partnerships. I mean, one of the things I love about coming here to Tokyo is the developers I get to meet with, the new partnerships we have with people like Kojima Productions, and going to talk to some of our existing publishing partners and independent creators about games that we want to build. And if it turns into acquisitive M&A work, we're active there too. So the work for us never ends. It's a competitive market, and I want to make sure Xbox is at the forefront of innovation and competition.
Phil, let's just jump off on the acquisitions point that you raised, and we're also actively engaged with our users and our viewers. In fact, we got a viewer email from MJ Manzo, and he or she asks, are there any plans to buy Discord?
We partner with Discord, brought Discord onto the platform. We love that partnership. Xbox users can now voice chat with people on Discord. I think that's a unique capability of the Xbox console right now relative to some other consoles. I love the partnership that we have over many years with the team down at Discord. They've done a great job. And right now, I think the partnership that we're building is the foundation of our relationship.
I've got to ask, because you're at the Tokyo Game Show right now, is that the next big, I suppose, subset for you at Microsoft? Because that's Sony's power base, especially considering the JPRGs and the type of games that they do create. Is that somewhere that Microsoft's looking to perhaps invest?
Yeah, when you think about, on the console space of both Nintendo and Sony, this is obviously their home field here. And it's a reason why, it's been a while with COVID and stuff since we could travel here as a team and work on the partnerships. We had our great showcase last night. I love the fact that we had 18 Asian games in our showcase. That investment in partnerships continues to pay off. But you're absolutely right. When we think about the globe and a place where Xbox has to work extra hard, here in Japan and is definitely a market for us where we've got to boots on the ground, meeting with partners, making sure they trust us, they understand our platform vision. And that's what I'm here doing. I'm here with the team. Yes, the show was great, Tokyo Game Show. I love talking with fans and customers and doing our showcase. That's all fantastic. But more than anything, I'm spending time in meeting rooms and in developer kind of meetings with controllers in hand, talking about what developers are building, talking about the vision that they have for their next creation, however that might show up, cloud or whatever they want to do, and make sure at Xbox we're building the best canvas for them in creating the games that they want to go build.
Really quickly, we saw Sony upping the prices of their consoles just recently. Is Microsoft categorically able to say that you won't be raising prices on your Series S or X?
And we're always evaluating our business going forward. So I don't think we can ever say on anything that we'll never do something. But when we look at our consoles today, and you talked about it, Series X and Series S, we think value is incredibly important. We love the position of Series S in the market, which is our lower cost console. Over half of our new players that we're finding are coming in through Series S. And I can definitely say we have no plans today to raise price of our consoles. We think in a time when our customers are more economically challenged and uncertain than ever, we don't think it's the right move for us at this point to be raising price on our console.
It's funny that so many fanboys always have stuff to say You know, they always got some negative stuff to say. So my question to them is, if let's say you had a business, right? Since you don't want Xbox to compete with Sony. So if you had a business, right, wouldn't you want your business to do good? Simple as that. Simple as that. Is it really that hard to understand why Xbox want to compete with Sony? Like, are you just that like out of touch with what's going on, or like, do you not understand how business work? Like, if you have a $1 billion corporation, a company, a gaming company, or even a studio, don't you want to see your business grow and do good? Like, I don't understand why do you have so much beef? Why does Jim Ryan have so much beef with Xbox trying to compete? I don't get it. Like, why are you trying to stop them from competing? But it's okay. It's okay if you lock down Spider-Man, Wolverine, Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, blocking rights, doing exclusive deals, trying to stop Game Pass from growing by stopping games from coming to Game Pass and PC and Nintendo, so you don't have bigger competition. You got other bigger things to worry about. You know how many more $1 billion companies are coming up in the gaming industry right now that they're not going to be able to stop? You can't stop everybody. So somebody's going to squeeze in the crack, squeeze through the crack. That's just what I want to touch on. I just feel like, why don't you want to see another business do good if you're competing with them? Or should I say, I understand if you were competing with them, of course you want to beat them, but how don't you understand that they want their business to do good? I don't understand how fanboys don't understand that. Like, they only want Sony. They don't want nobody else. They only want a PlayStation. They don't want nobody else to compete with them. If anybody else compete with them, that's a bad thing. Like, they're trying to hurt gaming. They're anti-competitive. They're trying to hurt gamers. Really? How stealing Spider-Man away, stealing the IP that doesn't even belong to you? Yes, you may have the rights to him, but how stealing Spider-Man away? How is that not hurting gamers? How is that not hurting Xbox gaming fan base? Explain that part. Because from far as I know, if you make something exclusive to a plastic box, you're competing, right? So it's okay if Sony competes, but it's not okay if Xbox competes. So you have to fill in the blanks, because some people are kind of out of touch and they're new to the gaming whole console war. So they don't really understand what's going on in these gaming streets. Those Decepticons over there at Sony don't care about you. Only thing they care about is your money. They're going to lie, scheme, do shady deals, exclusive deals, lock down stuff that does not belong to them, and think you're not supposed to say anything about it. The devil is a lie. From Uncle Phil over there at Xbox claps back at Sony. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, they gave him, they drilled him to the point where I was trying to see where, okay, what do you want this man to say on live TV? You know what I'm saying? It's like they're trying to get something out of him or something like that. Like, what do you want me to say? We're trying to buy Call of Duty so we can knock Sony off the map, so we can be a monopoly. Like, what was the interview about that's trying to get this man to say? Because clearly it's okay if Sony locks down Spider-Man, Wolverine, stealing, just hijacking all of these heroes. Ain't nobody saying nothing. But whenever Xbox does something, it's always bad if Xbox do something, right? They don't want Xbox to believe in generations, but Sony can. see how the tables have turned. Sony have finally got a taste of their own medicine, bro. Sony is really being a sore loser right now, bro. Like, for real. Jim Ryan is crying to everybody for help. Everybody. They're doing blocking rights. They're trying to stop games from coming to Game Pass. Uncle Phil is trying to go in a new direction. They are all in with Game Pass this generation, and Sony knows it. They know come 2023 it's pretty much over. Xbox is gonna, man, They already got the ball rolling. They're gonna start sprinting. I'm talking about they're gonna be moving fast. They're gonna be dropping AAA banger after AAA banger after AAA banger. Now, when I went back and looked at pretty much the game list that's coming up for PS5 exclusives, man, I don't know, bro. It's gonna be rough come next year for Sony. It's gonna look real rough, but it's gonna look really good for Xbox. So now they got God of War this year, so they better love it up. You better love it up. I hope that's the best game of the century. Because it's going to be a little minute before they drop another AAA banger that's going to amount to God of War or Spider-Man. But once those pretty much, get out there, I mean, what else going to be pretty much hyped about? Of course, we're going to have all those AAA banger multi-plat games, but most people are counting first-party AAA banger games. That's what they're counting. Now, if you go back and you look, Xbox already have a back library of games. The floodgates are open on Game Pass right now. There's so many games dropping in the Game Pass, you can't even keep up. But over there at Sony, they ain't bringing no value on PlayStation Plus Premium. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's running what. I thought Jim Ryan was running it, but obviously I don't even know if he knows what he's doing. I think he needs some help from the gaming community or somebody go talk to him. Somebody needs to talk to him and help that man out over there at Sony. That Decepticon don't know what he's doing. Like I said before, man, Sony does not want smoke come 2023 Microsoft Xbox Game Pass. I'm talking about Phil and the boys. Uncle Phil and the boys over there on the green team have already prepared themselves for next year. They've already prepared themselves for the Call of Duty Activision Blizzard deal about to be acquired. They're already ready, because you already know once Call of Duty drops into Game Pass, everybody is crossing over. Everybody. Because you have to remember, Sony actually turned their back on us first. When they became more anti-consumer, more greedy, more grimy, doing price hikes, charging $70 for games, doing blocking rights, doing exclusive deals, trying to lock everybody down into one plastic box. So we didn't turn on Sony first. Sony did that to us, the fan base, the people that love PlayStation. They even turned on the fanboys. So we didn't start this. We didn't start this. Now you do have a special group of fanboys and Sony ponies that do defend everything that Sony and Jim Ryan do. As the company. I'm not talking about the brand, because I'm cool with PlayStation. I love PlayStation. I just have a problem with Sony running PlayStation, how they run the company. They don't know how to run the company, and now they have a problem with Xbox over here trying to basically compete this generation, because they fell behind so far with the Xbox One. They have to make it up this generation, and they don't want them to make it up. They just want Xbox to pretty much bow down and just pretty much get them the throne, just pretty much pass them the torch again, and just say, hey, just sit back, don't compete, let us continue to be greedy and grimy and just milk all of our fan base dry, and don't say anything. Man, Sony is down bad right now, y'all, in these gaming streets. Those Decepticons are down bad. They're facing lawsuits. They already stole $5 billion from their fan base. They're taking movies off of Sony PlayStation Store. Movies that the fans have paid their hard-earned money for, and nobody's saying anything. Everything just get brushed under the rug. Why? Because it's Sony. They even lost 25 billion once this whole Call of Duty Activision deal was announced. That's why they're doing price hikes on their consoles. As a matter of fact, they're making their consoles cheaper and charge their fans more to buy them. Now, if that ain't anti-consumer, what? If that ain't the biggest just anti-consumer move I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what it is. They're remaking games charging $70 like The Last of Us. A lot of people are still complaining about that. And they're wondering why it didn't get the biggest score, 10 out of 10. Why do you think? We're paying for cutscenes. You're charging us for beautiful cutscenes. Because to me, the game still look, average on gameplay. But the cutscenes look amazing. Now, don't get me wrong. The cutscenes, it look like a movie. It's marvelous when the cutscenes come in. But that's what we're paying for, right? That extra fee, that extra upcharge, that $70 premium price tag that they're hell bent on, that they say that they're not going to back down from no matter what. So they're not going to go all in on subscription services, y'all. They're not, as at least of right now, until they're forced to. Now once if Game Pass is just pretty much just surpassed them by so much, day and date games, then maybe they might jump on the bandwagon. But then even if Sony does do a day and date on PlayStation Plus premium subscription service, it's going to go up. We already know it's going to be like $25-$30 a month. It's going to be expensive. It's not even going to be cheap. So maybe that's why they feel like, okay, if we do it, you're not going to really want it because it's going to be way too much. Think about everything else you have to deal with. You got to deal with the pandemic, inflation, all of your other movie subscription services, Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu's, just regular life, day-to-day stuff you got to deal with. And another thing they're mad about too, before I jump into Uncle Phil's interview, is that Xbox is now breaking into the Japanese market. That's the big announcement too as well. They have exclusive Japanese JRPGs. All the Japanese games are going to be coming. Some of them going to be exclusive too to Game Pass. There is 1.6 billion plus gamers over there. That is a huge market for Xbox. And if you only have to pay one price for all of those games, come on now. If you're a gamer, like if you're just a casual gamer and you just love to game and you don't want any restrictions, Xbox is going to be for you in the future going forward. Talking about this console here or a PC. If you love the premium experience, if you want quality games, if you want those AAA banger premium games that comes with that premium price tag every time you have to buy a game for $70, you can get a PS5. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But which gamer are you? That's what it breaks. That's what it comes down to. Which gamer are you? What do you have the most time to do? Do you have a lot of time on your hands? Or do you just want to hurry up and game because you don't have that much time? You want to jump game to game to game and get that full experience and be free to game and play and not be held, like basically restricted to one plastic box. And you can, and it's even mobile, Game Pass, you can move around. You don't have to stay in one place. You can play on your phones. You can play on your tablets, your TVs, your console, your PC, and now even handheld devices. Gaming, screaming consoles like Steam Deck, and now is it Logitech? It's a new Xbox gaming system out. That's like $300. A handheld console, and Xbox Game Pass is on it. So now that's even more places you can play it on the Steam Deck as well. So you're not really restricted with Game Pass, but you are restricted with PlayStation because you're locked down pretty much to that one plastic box right now, or PC. Maybe not for everything, but for a lot of stuff you can play, but not everything. That's another issue I have too with PlayStation. They might as well just upload the PlayStation Store to PC, bring an app out so you can just pretty much purchase everything from PlayStation. If you're going to bring all of your AAA bangers over to PC, you might as well create an app or a launcher. That's just what I see. But I'm going to leave it right there, guys, and we're going to jump into this interview. And if you would like to jump into the PlayStation Plus ecosystem, man, make sure you smash that link down in the description. PlayStation Plus Premium or Microsoft Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, link in the description.